My great-grandmother failed my DNA test. Pickett, short story number 1, by Sean Wright. Chapter 2. Several days earlier. There are many impressive diplomas on the wall with an empty space where the doctor would sit. No sense giving a degree that a patient can't see. Big Enos is nervous. This place is clean and that makes him uncomfortable. He was pretty sure the stain on his pants wasn't feces, at least not human, and it definitely didn't get on the white leather chair. Yet. He can hear the nurses whispering in the hall. Their words are unintelligible, but their chuckling is undoubtedly aimed at him. Now that they were done talking about him, they raised their voices to normal conversation. "Nurse Sam is going to be a little late today," said Nurse 1. "Again? Just tell me it isn't a nurse stray," said Nurse 2. "It is. Why does she need to help such degenerate mongrels?" said Nurse 1. "Ladies, are there no patients to see?" asked the doctor. "Hey doc," said Big Enos. Click. "Okay," said Big Enos. Click. 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 Oops, I forgot to reset his chair height. He looked angry enough when he walked in, and now he knows I sat in his chair, thought Big Enos. Squish, squish, squish. "I asked for a white doctor," said Big Enos. "I know. The receptionist, 2 of my nurses, another doctor, and 3 patients, all of them said you wanted a white doctor," said the doctor. "I'm sorry for being flippant," said the doctor. "That's all," said Big Enos. "You aren't going to find a white doctor with my specialty within 100 miles. I took an oath to help. What is your medical issue?" asked the doctor. "I just wasn't quite sure of your ethnicity, given your surname, Lee. You see, you could have either been white with the same last name as my favorite general, or you could be a Chinaman," said Enos. "I'm not Chinese. I'm Korean," said the doctor. "Okay, now that feels like the same thing," said Enos. "Oh, really? Please explain," said the doctor. "Oh no, I'm starting to self-destruct," thought Big Enos. Which prepared response to select from the arsenal, thought the doctor. The first Koreans migrated from Manchuria during the Bronze Age. A portion of China's population is also of Manchurian descent. Therefore they are from a common genetic pool, said Big Enos. "Perhaps Manchurian is a better way to describe both Koreans and Chinese," asked Enos. The typical racists the doctor dealt with on a near-daily basis here in the South and never rose beyond some perceived commonality between Asian cultures' appearance, dress, or conduct to lump them into the same group. This almost scholarly approach to racism was new. The doctor realized he must have worn a puzzled look that invited further explanation, because the white man kept talking. "I might be a racist, but I'm good at it," said Enos. The doctor sat staring at the prospective patient, wondering if he had stereotyped him too quickly as a typical redneck racist, thereby committing the same transgression that so many other people did when they looked at him and pigeonholed his existence. "Maybe this man is an atypical redneck racist," thought the doctor. "Can I get a light on me too?" asked Big Enos. "No," said the doctor. "But I'm the main character," said Big Enos. "No." "What reason could you possibly have for needing a white doctor?" asked the doctor. "Well," said Big Enos, "do you not think that other races aren't smart enough to be doctors?" asked the doctor. "No, I am aware that people doctors come from all races," said Big Enos. "Then why does the person that treats you need to be white?" asked the doctor. "I," said Big Enos. "Do you have some disorder that you don't think an Asian doctor could possibly treat?" asked the doctor. "I have an issue that I don't think anyone that isn't from the white race could understand," said Enos. "I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you in whatever way I can," said the doctor. Well, he used the N-word. "You can't use that word here," said the doctor. "I apologize, doctor. My associates use the word with great frequency, and I have grown too accustomed to it. I will refrain from using it in your office," said Enos. "You say you're black. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I can recommend a good one," said the doctor. "I'm not crazy," said Enos. "How can you be a black man? You are one of the most lily white bastards I have ever come across," said the doctor. "Thank you," said Enos. "Not really a compliment, just an observation," said the doctor. "I'll take it just the same," said Enos. "It's not a hallmark of genetic superiority here," said the doctor. "Well," said Enos, "we're in the South. The sun here makes white skin a liability," said the doctor. "I Guess, said Enos. I can show you graphs of skin cancer rates in white people. Your people belong in the north with reduced sunlight and snow, said the doctor. I never thought, Enos said. You're actually the weaker race here, said the doctor. You don't have any outward expression of black genes. What do you mean you're black, said the doctor. I took a test. It showed it, said Enos. A test? What test, asked the doctor. You know those ancestor commercials where you submit a saliva sample? It showed I was half Northern European, most of the rest English, with 4% Irish and 1% black. That's easy enough to believe. I see similar distributions in a lot of my patients. Trace amounts of African DNA is an unusual, said the doctor. You believe I am a Negro? Asked Enos. No, such a small percentage shows that you had an ancestor several generations ago that was African American, or potentially multiple ancestors with trace DNA common to people from Africa. Again, this is all perfectly normal among your population, said the doctor. Enos sat obviously distraught, unable to explain the depths of his despair to the non-racist worldly doctor sitting across from him. This doctor had multiple degrees from large universities across the country, so he hadn't been stuck in the county he was born his entire life, like Pickett had been. Quick. Thanks for the light, said Enos. Look, the slave owners were known to take advantage of their female slaves. There were plenty of mixed-race offspring from such couplings. Your situation isn't uncommon in the South, said the doctor. My ancestors have never been particularly wealthy. Leastways not wealthy enough to own people. Not trailer trash per se, such a thing didn't exist back then, more like covered wagon trash, said Enos. Amusing, not funny. That requires a bit too much time to fully understand to be funny, but definitely amusing, said the doctor. The doctor had a legitimate patient scheduled in 15 minutes. He had to speed this up. Let's get back on track. What were you expecting the results to be, asked the doctor. I was hoping for full German blood. I figured there would be some English. I was worried there may be a little French. But I didn't expect this, said Enos. It's telling that he didn't say that he never expected this result, thought the doctor. So why are you here, asked the doctor. I was figuring you could do something about this, said Enos. Are you a cop, asked the doctor. Why would you think that, asked Big Enos. You know, you're an undercover cop assigned to infiltrate a racist group, but you have African-American blood and you need a fake DNA test signed by me to show you are 100% white, said the doctor. The doctor was imagining a plot of a movie where the hero's life was in danger and needed to be saved by the even more heroic Asian doctor willing to write a letter. No, said Big Enos. So you're just a racist then, asked the doctor. I suppose so, said Enos. Do they just hand out MDs to anyone that can afford medical school, thought Enos. What do you need from me, asked the doctor. I need you to remove the blackness from me, said Enos. This is a gene therapy clinic, said the doctor. Yes, I looked it up and I am in the correct place, said Enos. What do you think we do here, asked the doctor. Gene therapy adds new genes to a subject's cells to replace genes that are either missing or malfunction, said Enos. Thank you, Wikipedia. A virus is generally used to transfer the genetic payload into a cell. It is usually an adeno-associated virus, so it won't trigger an immune response from the patient, said Enos. Yes, that's surprisingly accurate, said the doctor. Do you think I'm a stupid person, asked Enos. You aren't fitting the stereotype I have of a racist hillbilly, said the doctor. Redneck, said Enos. What, asked the doctor. Redneck is the racial slur you're searching for, said Enos. I apologize, I asked you to avoid using ethnic slurs and then I used one, said the doctor. I am used to it, but I don't like it when people assume I'm not smart just because of where I was born or my economic background, said Enos. Getting back to white plate. This is an eugenics facility. We don't make people into what they want to be. We don't make a short person tall, an overweight person thin, or any other feature edits someone wishes to make. We use genetic techniques to cure people of medical issues that they are afflicted with, said the doctor. I will most assuredly be bodily harmed if I do not get the situation rectified, said Enos. Your white supremacist friend beating you up does not constitute a medical condition, said the doctor. Can you do it or not, asked Enos. Using gene therapy to remove genes you don't want crosses a moral line, even if we could isolate black genes. How could your friend even know what the results of your test are, asked the doctor. We all submitted samples for the test a few weeks ago to determine who had the purest white genes. We're going to get our results and compare at our next meeting, said Enos. So your friend's in the Klan. If you all took the test at the same time, how come you know your outcome before the meeting, asked the doctor. I was worried about my results. I paid for a separate, expedited test to get results quicker. There were stories told amongst our family of sexually adventurous men and women in the Pickett family tree, said Enos. Your friends are from the South. They all likely have similar indiscretions in their families, at least somewhere within the last few centuries that would produce similar results on a DNA test, said the doctor. No, they have remained pure-blooded, said Enos. In medical school we would call it consanguinity, said the doctor. I know that means inbred, doctor, said Enos. The phone rings. I'm sorry, I wouldn't normally take this in front of a patient, but it's kind of pressing, said the doctor. It's not, but I don't know what to say to the man and need to buy time, thought the doctor. The words darling and baby are dead giveaways as to who he's talking to, thought Enos. My husband, said the doctor. So you're Gaysian, said Enos. What is Gaysian, asked the doctor. You're gay and Asian. Gaysian, said Enos. That's not a thing, said the doctor. My husband, he's black. Does a mixed marriage offend you? Asked the doctor. No, it won't produce offspring, said Enos. What? Asked the doctor. If all the other races were homosexual, the white race's problems are over in a generation, said Enos. Do you know why I'm with a black man? Because black men are genetically more well endowed than white men, said the doctor. Much more well endowed. I like big boobs, said Enos. I'm telling you my truth. You can't hetero-shame me, said the doctor. I thought we were sharing, said Enos. You need to know about my experience, said the doctor. You not to be so defensive about your gayness. It's a different world now. Besides, I told you nothing makes me happier than non-whites removing themselves from the gene pool, said Enos. Like you said, the world is different now. You don't have to be so small-minded and racist anymore. I've really been in a conversation with someone like you, an unabashed racist, said the doctor. That's accurate, said Enos. Why do you hate the other racists so much, asked the doctor. I can't speak for other unabashed racists, but I don't hate the other races. I just realize the white race is superior and therefore should rule, said Enos. So if your friends weren't going to commit violence against you for your perceived racial weakness, would you try to change your DNA? Asked the doctor. If I'm not 100% white, then I am less than what I could be, said Enos. What do you base that declaration of superiority on, though? Asked the doctor. Centuries of white cultural, economic, and military dominance. Any history book will show this clearly, said Enos. Other cultures dominated before Western civilization rose from its own filth. The Chinese, Arabs, Persians all made their mark on the world, said the doctor. Yet they all fell behind once the Europeans increased their population, said Enos. The doctor had learned over the course of the conversation to be wary of this man's intellect. No matter how tainted by small-mindedness it was, he wouldn't allow himself to be dragged down a rabbit hole or get into a debate with someone who had spent far more time considering race and racism than he had. Other than the overt racism, you seem like a smart guy. Did you attend college? Asked the doctor. I started, but I lacked the funds to finish, said Enos. You don't seem very old. Go back. You could benefit from the mental stimulation and the expansion of your worldview, said the doctor. You think it's that easy? My family's been poor for generations. The rich want to keep us down, said Enos. Like white supremacists want to do to the other races. Oppression doesn't feel so good from the other side, does it? Asked the doctor. Dr. Lee knew it wasn't easy to pull yourself up out of poverty. His parents immigrated to this country. They worked hard and had prospered in small business, and that allowed him to go to medical school. Pickett had pondered far more on the inequality of rich and poor than on matters of race. The subject had always hit home, especially when he thought of what he could have achieved if he had the money to finish college. I was going to come in here, insult your intelligence, and kick you out of my office. Then they got curious. You don't fit in a nice little box. What do you do? How does your excellence shine through despite your surroundings? Asked the doctor. I recognized the quote from the New Yorking Atlantical piece last month. Do you often parrot what you hear from others? Asked Enos. Yes, if I think it will make me sound smarter, said the doctor. I write software, said Enos. Did you study it while you were in college? Asked the doctor. No, I'm self-taught, said Enos. Have you written any apps that I would know? Asked the doctor. What's app? Said Enos. That's amazing. I didn't realize I was sitting with an app celebrity, said the doctor. It's one of the highest downloaded apps on any software store, said Enos. But no one is hitting the advertising the app. No one uses software after they download it. I use it all the time. So does my family, faraway friends, everyone, said the doctor. That's what people always tell me whenever I mention I wrote it, and yet the comments section is full of people saying they can't see a use for it, and I'm an idiot for writing it, said Enos. It's an amazing program, said the doctor. Right? You just point your phone at a tree and take a picture and it will tell you what kind of sap you can get from it, said Enos. Oh, of course, said the doctor. Silver or red maple, hickory, birch, box elder, walnut, anything, said Enos. Oof, remember your Hippocratic oath. Don't call him an idiot, said the doctor. Let's get back on topic. In school we learn another way to think about evolution. It's not, said the doctor. Thank you, said Enos. For what? Asked the doctor. My impulse to be offended at the disruption is short-circuited by my love of being thanked, thought the doctor. You didn't assume that I was a pure creationist just because I am poorly educated and from the Bible Belt, said Enos. I must admit I would have if you hadn't shown the breadth and depth of knowledge that you have, said the doctor. I still believe in God, but don't adhere to a strict biblical creationist argument. I apologize for the interruption. Please continue, said Enos. As I was saying, in college we learned that an alternative way to look at evolution was not that species were evolving, but that the DNA itself was evolving, said the doctor. Interesting, said Enos. Sea creatures didn't grow legs and start walking on land because they wanted to. Their genes mutated and produced a leg-like feature that gave them the ability to gradually move on to land, said the doctor. How does that matter? Asked Enos. You're not really a white man trying to survive in the world. Your DNA is trying to survive when the creature it currently resides in looks white, said the doctor. I'm not sure that makes me feel any better. I still have black DNA that will get me killed when my friends find out about it, said Enos. I want to recontextualize race for you. It wasn't an argument in and of itself, but a step on the path to a solution. You may not be there yet, but your future rests on getting away from your friends. What kind of friends would consider killing you for any reason, ever, said the doctor. Why does it matter to them if you have black genes if you look white? The black genes have been there your entire life. They've shaped every thought you've ever had, formed every decision you've ever made, including the decision to be a racist asshole, said the doctor. The joke was okay, and it offered the opportunity to relieve some tension. Mostly he chuckled because a gay Asian man in an interracial relationship was actually slowly steering him away from a path he had been set on by his ancestors. You can make the decision to stop, said the doctor. I can't beat the cycle. My family has been in the clan for generations. I've worked dead-end jobs for generations. I've lived in the same townie for generations, said Pickett. What do you do? Asked the doctor. I work in farm retail. I worked at the same store through high school, then again once I quit college until now, said Big Enos. And why does someone who works in farm retail think they are better than other races? Asked the doctor. Ouch, said Pickett. From what I can tell, you aren't really clan material. You're a racist, sure, but not really invested in keeping other races down so much as reveling in the successes of your own. Likely more to live vicariously through the success your race has enjoyed, but that has been denied to you in your own life, said the doctor. So how do I break the cycle? How do I do what no one else in my family's been able to do? Asked Pickett. That I have some previous experience with. My parents' reaction to my gay marriage was great. Our grandchildren will be adopted from China. Just tell everyone that you want out, you're going on with your life, how you want to live it, said the doctor. They can belittle you, they can use violence against you, but they can't really stop you. If you do nothing, you will stay exactly where you are. Your children will grow up and be exactly like you. The cycle will continue unabated, said the doctor. They could kill me, said Enos. They could. But you'd already told me that they might try, and I'm a witness against them if anything happens to you. In life there is always something worse out there than that which you fear. There is no point being afraid of the reaction your friends might have when they could be something much worse around the corner, said the doctor. Doctor, I like that. I'll have to tell my children that, if I have any, said Enos. Said Enos. Doctor, said Enos. Yes, asked the doctor. There's something else about my DNA test, said Enos. Go on, said the doctor. I understand that you can't do anything to get rid of the black DNA, but can you do anything about the Irish DNA? Asked Enos. Are you a cop? Asked the doctor. No, we already established that, said Enos. Then yes, removing unsightly Irish blood is why gene therapy was invented. We'll have you feeling better in no time, said the doctor. Tell the receptionist at the front you want to schedule a shamrock shake, said the doctor. She'll know what it means and schedule you for your first treatment. Good luck with your friends. Let me know how all this turns out, said the doctor. Thank you, doctor, said Enos. Hi, I'm Enos, said Enos. I'm Sam, said Sam. Aren't you a scruffy one? Asked Sam.